Hello, Pally.
Today is November 14th, 2018.
And INFocus starts right now. A fair is coming to the quad soon for students who want to get involved in their community.
More updates on the wildfires raging across the state.
And a closer look at a Pally football player season.
All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to INFocus. I'm Stella Essenmacher.
And I'm Leon Friedrichowitz.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
In honor of Thanksgiving, Pally will be hosting its annual turkey trot.
The turkey feast is this Friday, and there will be an extended lunch from 11:35 to 12:30. Unfortunately, canned goods will no longer be accepted in lieu of the $5 fee.
Vegetarian and gluten-free options will be available in addition to the turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, salad rolls, and pie. All proceeds will be donated to the Ecumenical Hunger Program.
YCS Interact is hosting their annual service fair this Thursday at lunch. This is a time where Pally students can learn about the various ways they can engage with their communities and volunteer with local organizations. 2 Pally students have been fundraising for fire victims near and in Butte County by collecting clothing and essential items such as toothbrushes, toothpaste, and sleeping bags. In total, they have raised $1,100 so far by standing on University Avenue, PayPal, a GoFundMe page, and Venmo. Visit www.gofundme.com/Paradise Campfire Victim Aid to donate to the cause.
Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
CNN is suing President Trump and top White House aides for suspending CNN correspondent Jim Acosta's press pass. The lawsuit, filed on Tuesday, says denying Acosta's access to the White House violates his and CNN's First and Fifth Amendment rights. The White House revoked Acosta's so-called hard pass last week after the reporter angered President Trump by asking him multiple questions at a news conference. The White House accused Acosta of placing his hands on an intern who was trying to take away his microphone. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders shared an edited video clip of the press conference as evidence. Sanders is one of the 6 defendants named in the lawsuit, along with President Trump. Tuesday, Sanders said Acosta refused to surrender the microphone to an intern so other reporters could ask questions. She went on to say, quote, "If there is no check on this type of behavior, it impedes the ability of the president, the White House staff, and members of the media to conduct business."
At least 48 people are confirmed dead in California's wildfires, and they are not expected to let up soon as winds are predicted to gust or be in near hurricane force in parts of the state. CNN's Bill Weir takes a look at efforts to fight a wildfire in Malibu. Some of the canyons above Malibu look like the surface of the moon, with almost nothing left to burn. But all it takes is one hot ember riding one gust of wind to create the whole new front in this war on nature.
Imagine living down in that valley and realizing the only thing between your entire life and that wall of flame are these incredible pilots. Not just helicopters, but big tanker jet pilots who are bouncing around in these 40 to 50 mile-an-hour gusts trying to precisely hit those spots.
In the space of 2 hours, we watched a full aerial assault above Hidden Valley with a swarm of helicopters sucking hundreds of thousands of gallons of lake water to drop on the flare-ups.
The fixed-wing tankers bombed the flames with a jelly-like retardant, each run costing the California thousands of dollars.
Seawater is cheaper, and the day brought a surreal sight of surfers and super scoopers sharing the lineup at Malibu Beach.
With crews from Orange County to Idaho spotting from the ground, the wind shifts. Residential areas are spared and they win the skirmish.
But no one can relax until Santa Ana winds show mercy.
In the 1800s, one woman decided to learn about the world firsthand.
And Kyle, our very own resident historian, has been learning more.
What do you have for us today, Kyle?
Well, Stella, on this day in 1889, American journalist Nellie Bly began her record-breaking trip around the globe. Inspired by the novel Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne, Bly suggested to her editor at the New York World that she try to turn the fictional feat into a reality. Setting off from Hoboken, New Jersey on November 14, 1889, She traveled by steamship and railroad across the Atlantic and through Europe, North Africa, the Middle East, and across Asia, then across the Pacific, after which she landed in San Francisco and finally arrived back in New Jersey on January 25, 1890, 72 days after her initial departure. Her record-setting journey is a testament to the rapidly developing world of the late 19th and early 20th century. Just 23 years later in 1913, the record was down to 36 days. Well, that's all for me. Back to you, Stella and Leon.
Now, let's take a look at a football wide receiver, Jameer Shepherd, in today's feature story. Their catcher has more. Speaking of football, let's see how Pali sports teams are doing.
Jason Goldie is in the studio now with the latest in Pali sports news.
What's happening in the world of sports today, Jason?
Nothing much is happening in sports, just a few upcoming games today. At Pali, boys JV and boys Frosh basketball will post up against Santa Cruz. The clock starts at 4:30 p.m. for JV and 6 for Frosh. Back to you.
Thanks, Jason. We all know that the weather has been pretty unusual for the past few days.
Our meteorologist Thomas is in the studio now with more.
Thomas, what can we expect out there today?
Well, it looks like, unfortunately, the smoky air might be sticking around for a few more days. So, all right. That's all. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Thomas. Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to check our website to check out all episodes or to check the bulletin or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pali.